Today we'll give you the story of Jat Rabago, a former host and career woman, mother whose life spiraled downwards into the pits of pain. Here's her story about fibromyalgia.
Well, I was formally diagnosed to have fibromyalgia in August of 2010. But little did I know, as early as 2004, I already have all the symptoms of this fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is a chronic disabling disease of the muscles, tendons, joints, and nerves. And the common symptom of fibromyalgia disease or illness is that you have chronic pain all over your body. In what they call the 18 tender points. You just have to touch it slightly and you will really, shout in pain. You cannot sleep. You have foggy thinking. You have fiber flares. You could hardly think straight. And you have the chronic fatigue syndrome. Like in a week, I could not get up unless I take some painkillers to numb me. I've been taking all these painkillers in the last 2 years, which has, caused me to have gastric ulcer. There are about 44 illnesses that coexist with fibromyalgia. And about 15 of that I have. I have pituitary adenoma, arachnoid cyst, bilateral vocal cord nodules, gastric ulcer, GERD, chronic gastropathy, myoma, sinusitis, rhinitis, mastoiditis, slip disc, hyperuricemia, and diabetes. But what really is so disheartening when you have this kind of illness is that you go through depression bouts. And for a person like me who's so bubbly, there was a point in my life that I don't want to go out. I just shun away from people, and I just have to hibernate for about 2 years. And the diagnosis of different ailments never stopped, one after another. I found out that fibromyalgia has something to do with a disorder in your central nervous system. I cannot get up because I don't have the energy, the stamina, and in pain. My head, I always have headache. I'm having blurred visions. After learning that I have fibromyalgia, first I didn't tell my family. They saw all my sufferings, the pain that I've been undergoing every day. The first reaction that they have, especially my children, is that they would always tell me, "It's all in your mind, Ma. You're just under stress." Anytime I could have a stroke, I could have a seizure. And it was actually at this point that I asked personally God to take my life, because what would I be useful for if I have all these illnesses? In the last 3 years, I've been on medications. I take about 10 to 15 kinds of medications to address individually the ailments that I have. It was in August that I was so tired of taking all the medications, and I asked the Lord to give me one alternative meds. And after taking Laminine, I have a renewed sense of well-being. I have my visual acuity has sharpened. I have increased concentration and focus. I have the symptoms of fibro flares gone. The symptoms of all my illnesses, especially my diabetes, the last 3 months, my sugar level has been normal, and my cortisol level became normal. And for fibromyalgia sufferers, they have very low serotonin. And after taking, in the last 3 months, Laminine, everything went well. The most important thing, that I really am so thankful, because in the last 3 years, if there's something that I crave for in my life, it's not food, it's sleep. And thank God, because of Laminine, I can sleep well. The fibromyalgia symptoms, all of it, they're now gone, and I can live normally, just like before. After consulting all my doctors, they just took away all my medications. I'm back to life, and I thank God for that.
With us today in the studio is Jat Rabago. We'll be right back.
How are you, Jat? Kumusta ka na?
Mabuti naman po. Maayos na po.
Jat, you were saying, we were talking about Tita Maggie and Susan earlier, and we're saying fibromyalgia. What is fibromyalgia?
Is it true what Susan said, that there's so much pain that you cannot even be touched?
Yes.
Aside from fibromyalgia, I know that you have several illnesses or ailments. Is that part of fibromyalgia?
There are about 44 illnesses that can coexist.
Wow.
Or are associated with fibromyalgia.
You used to, you used to be very vibrant. You used to host. You used to go around,
And then this fibromyalgia caused you to, in your VTR, you were saying that for 2 years she stopped working, she became reclusive. Is that true?
And how did you manage the pain? Were you constantly on painkillers?
Well, I went through depression bouts in the last 2 years, and there was a point in my life really that I had to ask the Lord to take my life, because I felt at the time, with all these illnesses, one after the another, there's no ending. I just told the Lord, what's the use of living if you cannot even just be of help to other people and to myself? I mean, I used to be so bubbly, so energetic, and one day I just realized that I can no longer go out and mingle with people. And at home, I would just cry to the Lord and would ask Him, Lord, if I have no more purpose, just take my life. If this will just go on and on, and I would just be a burden to my children.
Don't make me cry now. Did you take conventional treatments?
Yes. What I did is just to consult all the doctors. For every symptom that I have, I would ask what medication should I take. I was just in search of something that would bring back the Jat that I used to be, someone that's alive.
I'm sure when you were doing research, you've also researched on other cases of people.
Yes, I did. And I even watched people who have fibromyalgia.
What was the outcome of your research? Have you found anyone getting treated?
Actually, there's no cure for fibromyalgia.
Wow.
So it's just managed.
You just have to manage the symptoms, because I was really looking for something that's so natural, because my body's already full of toxins. I've been taking 10 to 15 different types of medications just to address all these 22 ailments.
Wow. When you started to try Laminine, how long before you noticed some results?
Yeah, I was so really surprised, because I was on painkillers for the last 2 years. Four kinds of painkillers a day just to numb my pain. And when I took Laminine, I took the 4 capsules a day. On my first week, my headache is gone.
Wow.
My vision has been sharpened. And the most important thing, like the polyneuropathic pains, they're all gone. And if there's one thing I really crave in my life in the last 2 years, it's having a good night's sleep.
And you can sleep well now.
Oh, yes.
And you're not sensitive to touch
No more.
anymore.
My daughter can just squeeze me and hug me.
Can I try?
Oh, yes!
The one who introduced me to Laminine has been healed of so many illnesses. And I told the Lord, you heal this person, you will also use Laminine to heal.
Wow.
Fantastic.
All right.
So ladies and gentlemen, come on, a big hand for